Hey everyone, welcome in. It's Monkey Mar, just a quick video on Fotis Dulos, the man accused of murdering his estranged wife Jennifer Dulos, May of 2019, and yet they have not found her body. But they found him today when he missed a court appearance for his $6 million bond at his home around noon Eastern today in Hartford, Connecticut, Farmington, around the Hartford, Connecticut area, in his car, distressed from carbon monoxide poisoning. At first he was dead, then reports emerged that he was alive with a faint pulse and he was being taken to the hospital in critical condition. Then they flew him from Connecticut to the Bronx to the Jacobi Medical Center in New York, and I've got that footage, so let's go ahead and get started.
Miles from his Jefferson Crossing home in Farmington. That is why he was taken there. Obviously, they felt the need for him to be transported to a hospital that could greater take care of his needs from that carbon monoxide poisoning, and that is why he was taken by Lifestar, flying right now in the Bronx, set to arrive any second at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx. You could see the helicopter flying extremely low right now, looking to make that arrival at the medical center any second now. Time, obviously, of the essence when you're dealing with a situation as serious as this. We do not know how long Fotis Dulos was inside his car in the garage with the engine turned on, but we do know his pulse is faint. He is in critical condition, and this is a very serious situation.
This all began around noontime today. He was expected in court in Stamford and did not show up, so at 6 minutes to noon, a welfare call was made to go check on him. And Farmington police went over there. We do not know who made that welfare call. That'll be interesting to find out. We do know that about a half hour earlier than that, he was visited by a friend of his at the house. She was there from about 11:18 to about 11:28. She is part of the bond package put together for him. And then the call again, 11:54, and then at about 12:05, we saw him pulled out of the garage. It doesn't take long for Farmington police to get to his home on Jefferson Crossing, and then 12:05, live on Channel 3 Eyewitness News at noon, we saw him pulled out of the garage, one of the 5 garage bays there, and police started administering CPR.
You are watching live right now. Fotis Dulos is inside that Lifestar helicopter. It just landed, as you saw, at Jacobi Medical Center that is located in the Bronx. A number of emergency personnel and first responders on the scene right there. When we took that wider shot, if you noticed, the ambulance was backing into the helipad right there, presumably to take Fotis Dulos off of that helicopter and then into that ambulance. It'll be interesting to see whether, again, there is a white sheet or something put up to obscure the privacy of Fotis Dulos as he makes his way inside Jacobi Medical Center and potentially into a hyperbaric chamber to deal with the issues he is currently experiencing due to that attempted suicide and carbon monoxide poisoning.
And he will be treated here. We don't know who is going to be here to meet him. Will his attorneys be here? We don't know. Does he have a family member who's going to be here? We just don't know.
It's important to note that he was scheduled for an emergency bond hearing today. He never showed up. It was supposed to be in Stamford. And I think a crucial thing here is that if that bond package fell apart, it is likely Fotis Dulos would have been headed back to prison today. Now, does that have anything to do with this latest turn of events? We do not know at this point. But obviously, the timing of all of this is very ironic, and this could have been a situation where he felt, hey, I'm going to be going back to jail and I'm not going to ever get out.
We asked Lieutenant Paul Vance earlier today if he had seen suicides in cases like this where a person was accused of murder, and as the evidence started to mount and as the situation seemed to worsen, if the person committed suicide. He didn't know of any in Connecticut, but there are some high-profile cases all over the nation. Charles Stewart was a very famous one in Boston about 25 years ago. He was accused of murdering his wife and framing somebody else in the crime, and when the evidence started to really mount against him, he committed suicide. And there were a lot of people asking today, if he had committed suicide, well, what would have happened to the big unanswered question, where is Jennifer Dulos' body? If he does, in fact, know, obviously he's innocent until proven guilty, but if he does, in fact, know where she is, where her body was put, that would be a question that and an answer he would take to the grave.
We haven't seen Norm Pattis, Fotis Dulos' attorney, today. He has made some statements calling it a shocking and sad day, but he has not been seen because he is out of state working on another case. Fotis' other attorney, Kevin Smith, was waiting for him at Stamford Superior Court for that emergency bond hearing, to which Dulos never showed up.
And Mike Savina reported that one of his attorneys did show up in Farmington. I don't know that we know which one. He did not identify that person.
You can see a stretcher being brought out right now from that Lifestar helicopter. It looks like a number of emergency personnel as well as first responders on the scene right there. At this point, no white sheet is being put up. You can see members of the FDNY are on scene. That is Fotis Dulos being carried away from that Lifestar helicopter and carried on that stretcher into Jacobi Medical Center. We are watching this live with all of you as we speak. He is entering that ambulance right now.
And there's a hyperbaric chamber there where he will be treated.
You can see most of him is covered. It looks like there's some type of oxygen that is being delivered to him as he is being quickly entered into this ambulance and potentially into that hyperbaric chamber you mentioned inside Jacobi Medical Center.
This is the first time we've seen him since we saw him on Eyewitness News at noon today when he was getting CPR on his driveway, right on the pavement, by Farmington police, who had shown up at the scene after a welfare call indicated that he had not shown up at court in Stamford where he was due for an emergency bond hearing. And when they showed up there, they discovered him in his garage, in his car, overcome by carbon monoxide fumes.
The doors of that FDNY ambulance are now closed. We'll be heading to Jacobi Medical Center for him to be treated for carbon monoxide poisoning after his attempted suicide a little over 4 hours ago now.
And we're just going to watch this ambulance leave for the hospital, and then we can actually walk you through the case a little bit. I know that some of you forget some of the details. It's been certainly leading our news since May of last year, Memorial Day weekend, when this whole story broke. Started off as a missing mother from New Canaan. Later, we learned that she had ties to Metro Hartford, New York. He was from Greece. It was a story that had a lot of different elements in it as it developed over the year. And there you see the ambulance is going to be taking him to Jacobi Medical Center, which is not too far away.
And this live view is courtesy of our sister station in New York, WCBS. This is their chopper capturing these views as Lifestar landed after leaving UConn Health Center, landed here in the Bronx on that helipad, transported into that FDNY ambulance, and Fotis Dulos.
All right, everyone, that is going to wrap it up, and thank you very much for watching. And please hit that like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a great day and stay vigilant.